Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jay, and in this video, we're going to go over how to update the firmware on the Sony a7 IV. Now, as you might have known from my previous video, I just got this camera and I need to update the firmware. You can see there it's at version 1.01, so I'm going to need to update it to 1.05 first, and then 1.10 for all the latest and greatest features. All right guys, so before we get into this quick tutorial, I just wanted to thank the sponsor of this video, which is you. That's right, you're the sponsor. You guys are the sponsor. You guys are the ones that watch my videos, and I really appreciate it. Now, if you're doing some shopping for the holidays and stuff like that, if you look below the videos in the description area, I have a couple of affiliate links there. I have links that I use for the camera gear that I have in the studio and stuff like that. So if you're curious, and again, you're shopping, if you click those links, it really does help me out. I get credit if you go to those stores. That's what affiliate links are. So I really appreciate you guys' help, and thank you so much for sponsoring my video. All right, let's get right into it. All right, so here we are on the Sony a7 IV, update support page basically that Sony offers here. So here's the main page. I have this linked below the video so you guys can see that. And what we're going to do is we're just going to click on this firmware update option. Now, here's all the other options though that you can download. We got the Imaging Edge app and so forth. So Catalyst, if you want to use that, pretty cool. But anyways, let's just click this link and that will open us up into this window here. So here is the firmware update, and make sure you check to see what firmware update you're currently at. Like I just showed you guys, I'm updating from version 1.01, as you can see here. So I'm going to need to do both updates. Now, if you're at version 1.05 already, then you're just going to need to do the one update to version 1.10. All right, these are the two files here. Now again, it's important that you do one of these at a time because the file names will overwrite one another because they're the same file name. So just download one at a time, and do the update, and then you can download the next one and do the next update. Just look at it like a two-step process. That's how I would recommend doing it. So I'm just going to click this link here, and here is the software update. I'm going to click the download button, and it's giving me this warning. Download. All right, so it's downloading. As you can see up here, if I go to show downloads, it's downloading. It's coming down pretty fast. It looks like it's a pretty big file. And you can see the file name right here. It's bodydata.dat. So the next firmware update is the exact same file name. So that's why you don't want to copy both files at once. Otherwise, it'll either overwrite the file or it'll rename the file, which will cause problems. So make sure if you're in my situation and you need to do both updates, you just do one at a time. All right, so it looks like the download completed. So let's go into the downloads folder here. If I go to Finder, here we go, downloads. All right, so I'm in my downloads folder, and you could see here's the file right here. All right, guys, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to want to format the memory card. So I have my memory card in slot 1 on the side here. Let me just show you quick. So right here on the top, that's slot 1, and I have an SD memory card in there. So what we got to do is we're going to go in here, and you could see on the left that we're on the video camera icon, it looks like. And if we just go over to media, go to the right, we have format, and then we're going to select the slot. Now I'm going to use slot 1, and Sony recommends you use slot 1 as well for this firmware update. So I'm just going to format the memory card. Now make sure you copied your files over and stuff, and it's a blank card, or you don't have anything on the card that you need. And then we're just going to click enter. I had a copy over volleyball photos from Layla's volleyball game. All right, so now the memory card is formatted. So we can turn the camera off. I'm going to take out the memory card and put it into my laptop. My laptop has SD card slot right in the side of it, so I'm just going to plug it right into the laptop here, and you will see it'll pop up. So you can see here it just popped up. It says untitled. So if I double click that, now I have the formatted memory card here, and it's got the private, and you can see these other files like so. And then we have the update right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on bodydata.dat, and I'm just going to drag it over like that, and you can see how the plus came up, and I'm going to drop it onto the memory card. So now it's copying the file over to the memory card. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scroll down here, and I'm going to eject the memory card. You see the untitled right there? There's a little eject button. Or you could right click on the file, the memory card icon here, and just hit eject. like so. So now I can safely remove the SD card. All right, so now I'm just gonna delete this file now that I have it copied over to the memory card, because when I download the next file, I don't wanna have an issue because they are the same file name. I'm just gonna go move to trash here, like so. So check this out. Now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna put it into the camera, and it goes in this way, like so. Now I'm gonna boot the camera up. All right, so we're gonna go menu here. So here we go. We're gonna go down to the suitcase or the briefcase, whatever you wanna call that, a toolbox. And we're gonna scroll down like so. Setup option. We're gonna go over, then we're gonna go down to version. We're gonna go over, and now we're gonna go to software update. See that? So I'm just gonna click yes, do that. Please follow the precautions until the very end. It's telling you to do that. You wanna make sure you have good battery life. So before I do this, let me check. I have 64% battery life. It technically should be full, but the battery life on this camera is so good, it's not going to be a problem. So just make sure though that you have a good amount of battery life there. Sony recommends a fully charged battery, of course, but I don't think that's necessary. So I'm just going to hit down here and then go to execute. Execute. And there it is. So now the camera is updating. And you could see down here this red light, and this red light's gonna blink, and it's basically, supposedly it just gets faster as the update goes. So now it's just a waiting game. Sony says it'll take like anywhere from like 5 to 10 minutes pretty much. All right guys, so you could see here, it says that the update is complete. So like I said, the light just blinked faster and faster and faster, and it just completed. And it only took about 5 minutes maximum. So I'm just gonna click OK. Let me go into the menu here. Check out the version, and check that out. It's at version 1.05. Fantastic. So I'm just going to click OK. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to menu. I'm going to go back to format the camera. Like so. So I'm just formatting the memory card again. And now I'm going to take the memory card out and go back to the computer. So we'll just shut that off. All right, so here we are back on the software firmware update, and notice now I'm on the update version 1.10, and that's what we want, okay? So I'm gonna click this one right here, latest update for version 1.05 or later, and that's where we're at, because remember, we just did the first update. So I'm gonna click this guy, and then I'm just gonna click download, and we got this agreement stuff. I gotta hit download again. And now Sony's trying to get us to sign up for stuff. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to click download now without an account. And it's going to start downloading. And if I click this little arrow up here, I'm using Safari, by the way, because I'm on my Macintosh. So this might look a little different if you're using Chrome or whatever browser you're using. So the file is downloading into my downloads folder. So I will pick this up in a second once the download is complete. All right, so the download completed. As you can see here, it's no longer downloading. So if we go to the downloads folder, here it is, and it's 860.2 megabytes. So I'm just gonna open up the memory card folder here. So I'm just double clicking on the memory card icon. Remember, when you put that in the computer, it just pops up, and I gotta do the same deal. I'm gonna drag this file over, and it's gonna copy to the memory card. And once that's done, I'm just going to eject the memory card. So I'm going to right click on the memory card picture here and click eject. Alrighty, so we just got to throw the memory card back in here and we will do the next update. I'm just going to put that in like so. Slot 1, don't forget. Let's turn this on. We'll go to menu. Now we just got to go over here, back to the briefcase or whatever you want to call it, the toolbox. And then we will scroll down to setup options. Go to version, and here we have it. So I'm going to do software update just like we did before, and it's going to run us through the options, you know, be careful, blah blah blah, make sure you have the camera battery charged enough to get this done, and I'm just going to click execute. And there we have it. So we're going to go through the same process again, where this light here is going to blink as the update goes, and as the update gets closer to completion, this light will blink faster. You can see now towards the end of the update how fast it's flashing. See that? So that's how you know it's getting closer to being completed. And when it's done, it'll pop up on the screen. The camera will actually reboot, and then it'll say update complete. All right, guys, the firmware update is complete. Version 1.10, and that was super easy doing the update via the memory card. Now, the memory card versus using a computer, game changer, so much easier to do, so much faster. Really good job on Sony's part for switching over to the memory card update as opposed to the computer update, which was honestly a nightmare. If you've ever tried to do it, it really was not very intuitive at all. And I was always nervous doing it myself, and I'm pretty knowledgeable with this stuff, so this is a way better update. I would not be afraid at all to do this update as long as you do it in the proper order. Make sure you check your current firmware update, and if you need to do the 2 updates like I did, follow exactly along as I did. If you only need to do the 1 update because you have a newer Sony a7 IV, for example, it might already have a newer update on there, then you might only need to do the 1 file as opposed to both files like I had to do. So, alright guys, I hope this tutorial helped you out. Like I said, it's very easy, and if you have any questions, be sure to ask below in the comments area, and I'll try my best to help. So, alright, have a great day. Take care.